one McAdipose burger with rotund fries, a chunky chip shake, and one optimistic meal with a small Diet Dr. A1C. Mommy, my burger tastes funny.
No wonder, it's all rotten and moldy. Like that employee over there. This food is terrible. I used to get such great food here.
Oh yeah, I used to have a crush on a man. Everything disappoints you eventually. Life is full of disappointment, Sharon.
My name's Carolyn.
Listen, you are gonna go sit down. I used to work at Waffle House. Do not try me.
Oh, my cats woke up and I filmed for 5 minutes and the camera shut off. So here I am starting over 5 minutes of talking. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jasmine. I like to talk about reality TV and all the weird stuff that happens across the internet, from terrible parents to other terrible people. I am an artist, so be sure to check out my website, jasminebakerart.com, if you're looking for somebody to do a custom portrait. I specialize in drawing realistic pictures of people. I do that from time to time. I recently started getting back into drawing after not doing it for a couple of years. I want to say I probably took like a 2-year break from doing anything really serious, but I'm back to drawing now. So if you want to subscribe to my first channel, I will leave a link for that in the description, or it will be somewhere probably up in the card up in the corner. So I'll be filming lots of progress videos of that if you like watching really uneventful videos of me drawing. So today I thought we would talk about people that want us to support their ridiculous delusions. So first we're going to talk about Jae Bae. After that we were going to discuss Dank Demoss and the whole lawsuit. I put these in the same video because both acting and titled, and pretty much the whole internet hates them.
I refuse to shrink my body or my appetite to make you comfortable. My body, my rules, my food, end of story.
So Jae Bae's in the hospital and she's raised over $1,000 already with her GoFundMe page. I've been wanting to do a video on this woman for quite some time now. Everybody's covered her. Watts TV, Michelle McDaniel, Sam at Every Size, The Cynical Dude, and now it's my turn. Quick intro if you don't know who she is.
You might think you hate fat people because of health, but the real reason is more complicated. Fatness is often weaponized against us in ways that are tied to radicalized tropes and oppression.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. Jae Bae has recently and infamously and audaciously requested that airlines conform to her standards as a morbidly obese person that has the right to travel. She's fighting fat phobia by suggesting, no, demanding bigger seats in restaurants for people of size, doctor's offices, and wanting free additional seats to accommodate her very special body. A body that's hundreds of pounds heavier than the average human body. I don't know. What gets me is the disapproving looks part of this petition. You're gonna have a petition for people to stop looking at you. If people are looking at you, it's probably because they have eyes that work and you're out in public and they're out in public in the same space and they just happen to look at you. If they're looking at you with disgust, then there is a chance that you're probably doing something that warrants that disgust. So I get weird looks all the time wherever I go. Mildly annoying at most. As long as they don't bother me, I don't have a problem with it. Is it annoying? Yes. It's weird, yes. Does it make me uncomfortable? Also, yes. She also requests that airlines have a customer of size policy that prioritizes the comfort and well-being of all passengers. This policy must have clear and inclusive guidelines on accommodating customers of size, including plus-sized individuals, individuals with disabilities, tall individuals, and anyone who needs more space to be comfortable while flying. Well, how long is this list? How many extra things are there? So this goes on to say, quote, airlines should provide accessible additional seats to customers of size who require more physical space on planes or encroach onto another passenger's space. These passengers should be provided with an extra free seat or even multiple seats to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort and safety, as well as those around them during the flight.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to move.
But I paid for this seat.
Due to our passenger of size policy, this states that any person who's a passenger of size can get an extra 2 to 3 seats. This person needs an entire row, so I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I paid for this seat. It's a window seat, so not moving.
I'm sorry, but this person really needs a seat.
I really need a seat. The one that I paid for. That's the seat that I need.
Ma'am, if you don't move, we're going to have to call the air marshal.
Okay, call the air marshal. I'm not moving.
Ma'am, this would be so much easier if you would just please give up your seat so that this person can have the entire row.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fight me for it. You wanna fight me for it? Didn't think so.
Hey there, my name's Jae Bae. I'm the creator of the hashtag Body Equality and Travel Petition, and I've been leading this initiative since 2023. We've made strides. 2024 was a bit of a slow year, but 2025 we're recommitting, and we have some big goals for the petition. One of those being which, we want to reach 100,000 signatures, and we need your help to do it. If you've already signed, thank you so much. Share this petition on social media, share it with your friends, and try to get the conversation started in your local area.
I don't want some stranger sitting in my lap on an airplane. Well, I mean, each seat is to fit one person. The average person fits in an airplane seat unless they have a condition or they're just like extra tall or something. Yes, airline seats have gotten smaller. If passengers can get an extra seat or multiple seats, how is the airline supposed to make any money? Everybody else is going to have to make up for that difference. So everybody else's ticket prices are going to skyrocket. Why does everyone else have to pay for you though? Not only does she want extra seats, like however many seats you can get, she also decided to make a fat bill of rights. I am not making this up. The Fat Equality Bill of Rights, right to legal protections against fat discrimination. I'm not going to read all of these out loud. One, because I keep coughing, and two, I'll just put it up here on the screen so you can kind of pause and read it for yourself if you want to go through all of that. Right to the Fat Accessibility Act, which includes, but is not limited to, healthcare, transportation, size-inclusive seating, equipment, and services. No discrimination based on body size, ensuring fat individuals are treated with dignity and respect in all sectors. Right to healthcare equity. They want size-inclusive equipment for stuff such as wider MRI machines. Let me just pause right there. I don't know if any of you have ever been in an MRI machine. They are very, very small. They are constructed a very specific way for humans, and humans over a certain size cannot fit in them. And from what I understand from people in my family that have been in the medical field is when it comes to MRI machines, if the person is like extremely obese, they have to go to one that's like at a zoo. They have MRI machines to accommodate animals. Somebody who's the size of a very small, large animal will have to use one of those MRI machines. And I'm going to guess and say that they're a lot more expensive than the MRI machines for humans. A new MRI machine can be anywhere from $500,000 up to $1 million, just depending on where this is, who makes it. This is not a cheap piece of equipment. And she's not factoring in that you would have to have an even larger room to have that MRI machine. Even the room is constructed a certain way. There's a whole list of things that go into that. I've had an MRI before. I had one just last year in December. It is a very small machine on the inside. She wants appropriately calibrated scales. I would think pretty much any hospital has a scale that can go up to, I don't know, 800 or 900 pounds. A lot of doctor's office scales don't go up that high, but all of this stuff that she is demanding would cost exorbitant amounts of money. Right to employment equity. She wants people treated fairly in the workplace, free from discrimination based on body size. Again, I haven't seen that personally, but every workspace is completely different. She wants fat individuals to have equal opportunities in hiring, promotion, and salary, ensuring an inclusive and fair workplace. Well, I don't know. Can an obese person do the same amount of work as a normal sized person? Can they have the same amount of productivity? So the rest of the Bill of Rights, we have right to standardized public seating. So she wants inclusive seating in pretty much any place that exists. Right to accessible transportation. She wants some extra fees to be done away with until the seating is standardized and everyone has to adopt that. The next one is right to fat-friendly travel accommodations, because traveling is actually a right. It's not a privilege. They want proper seat belt sizes. If you cannot fit into a standard seat belt, God help you. Right to clothing accessibility. She wants clothing to go up to a 7X, oh my God, or size 40 if available online. She wants all of the brick and mortar stores and online stores to make sure that they have all of these clothing sizes in stock, and the sizes have to be priced the same, so they can't charge more for a larger piece of clothing that requires more fabric. Yeah, they would make less money off of the larger clothes. She wants everything to be priced the same. That's obviously going to cut into the profit margin. There's the right to fair housing protections. I've never seen anybody get turned down for housing because they're so big. Never seen that before. for her. She wants every house to have fat accessible accommodations, which is even more ridiculous. I didn't think that this could get any stupider, but they proved me wrong. She wants wider doorways, ramps, higher weight capacity furniture and fixtures, handheld shower heads, grab bars, bidets, all this extra stuff. And the last one is right to inclusive educational environments. I think she added in this one to make it an even 10, but it is redundant because it just has the same thing about desk chairs, dining areas, appropriately sized furniture for size inclusiveness. So that was all really dumb. I just want to know, what rights do you not have? Apparently 92 people agreed with you that there are certain rights that you don't have. And the only thing I have to say is, would you be able to clean a house, JaeBae? So I clean houses for a living. I can tell you for a fact that she and people her size would not be able to do my job. My job is based on efficiency. I have to be in and out of the house in a certain amount of time, and everything has to be done in a very timely, thorough manner. It's not discrimination if I don't hire you based on your abilities. I wouldn't hire someone in that shape for multiple reasons. My job is a very time efficient job. I usually help clean about 2 houses a day, so the faster the house is cleaned, the larger the profit margin is. You need to be in and out of the house in 3 hours or less if it's a huge house. If it's a smaller house, 2 hours or less. My job requires a lot of vacuuming, walking, going upstairs, carrying lots of supplies and equipment, sometimes even having to move furniture, as well as leaning, kneeling, crouching down, cleaning under furniture. Somebody who's 400 pounds with an oxygen tank, like her for example, they would not be able to do all of that in a fast-paced environment. If you're her size and you kneel, you probably can't get back up. You won't be able to step on a short step stool safely. If you had to clean on top of a cabinet or something, you are a huge liability, and you would be a workers' comp nightmare. You can't carry heavy equipment up and down stairs. You'll be out of breath going up and down the stairs without equipment. My cleaning bag is about 20 to 25 pounds once all of the bottles are filled up. I have a lightweight vacuum, and I also carry buckets full of mop water throughout the houses because I'm usually the one that has to switch out the mop water. On top of that, I have asthma, and usually it's just the dust that bothers me in a couple of the houses that I'm in. So those are things that you have to think about. And if you're obese, your breathing is already compromised. You'd be completely wiped out at the end of the day, or before you even finish the house, probably. The only times I'm completely wiped out are like during that time of the month. I have to work at a slower pace, usually where I'm physically weaker from the fatigue, and also to prevent like additional pain. Because any physical activity I do during that time of the month, that actually exacerbates my pain. Hiring someone like JaeBae would be a massive liability, since the possibility of her getting injured is astronomical. But it's okay, guys. She has this covered. She's thought about her mobility. So much so that she probably spent around $4,000 on a special carbon fiber scooter to scoot herself around town. So I looked at that, y'all. It has a weight limit of 375 pounds. Okay, doesn't she exceed that weight limit? She's gotta be like 400 pounds. I don't know how tall she is though, so I could be wrong. And the scooter itself only weighs 26 pounds. This is like breaking my brain. This is defying physics. Carbon fiber is really the material of the future. So picture JaeBae in all of her obese glory riding this little tricycle thing around town. My mom actually needs one of these scooters. She has a bad knee. So you don't think about what the smaller people have to endure because you're so much in everyone else's way. And if you really think about it, people like that are so obese by their own fault that they can't do anything for themselves, sometimes they don't think about like how they're affecting other people. They don't think about the fact that somebody else has to do the lifting and helping them bathe and changing their sheets and transporting them to a wheelchair. And that is why nursing homes have Hoyer lifts, which is basically a human crane. So JaeBae is now in the hospital.
Hello everyone, and I can attest that I'm not under duress. I'm in a safe place. I am not going to be posting more right now. I need some time to process things. I'm okay. I'm probably doing better than most of you expect me to be doing mentally. Physically, things heal. There's more, but I'm okay. And I figured I should just let you guys know. I just need some time to process some things. I appreciate everyone that's reached out. I'm gonna be safe, but I'm gonna not be online tomorrow. I will not. I apologize first and foremost for a lot of things, but going forward, you're gonna see the authentic me.
So what we've been watching isn't the authentic you. Oh look, she even brought her little scooter to the hospital. JaeBae's actually now in jail. She was in the hospital because of some domestic violence things that she was going through. She didn't really give any details on it, but she was very very scared, and then she kept posting about it, even though if your safety is at risk, why are you like constantly posting about it? Couldn't be me, and I've seen a lot of domestic violence stuff. My first instinct was not to run to the internet and tell everybody in every video. I was not thinking about that when I saw the situations that I saw. That was the last thing I was thinking about. Actually, I wasn't even on social media at that time, now that I think about it. I don't know what she's going through as far as the abusive relationship she talked about. I can empathize with that. I cannot and I will not empathize with the entitlement and wanting everything to be done for you because you can't do anything because you're hindering yourself from being, you know, in the best health that you could be in. So she has a lot of sponsored Instagram posts. Almost everything that she's posted so far that I've looked at has been a sponsored post. It looks like that's her main source of income, especially that little mobility scooter thing. Girl is really getting around. She has the money to go out, well, she had the money to go out and do activities and whatnot while also disabling the comments. Wonder why. So a lot of people left some pretty colorful comments under her recent posts on Instagram. This person wants an employee to push them around, so you have no concern or consideration for the person being made to push you around. So you want employees to possibly hurt themselves to enable your mobility? Yeah, seems about right for this day and age. Oh, how right you are. Quit with the victim mentality. Yeah, she seems to do that a lot. She is a victim of a lot of things. Short story time. Way back in the 90s when my parents worked in nursing homes, they had to like transport patients. My mom was working in a nursing home. One of her knees basically has almost no cartilage left because she got injured. And basically what happened was she was helping other people transport this hefty individual onto a bed from the ambulance. She said she felt her knee get warm and then it just started hurting and it started swelling up and it was a huge mess. She had to have surgery on it. So that's why she has like almost no cartilage in one of her knees. So her knee has been bothering her ever since. If you guys look in JaeBae's link tree, you can shop these size inclusive mattresses, plus size travel resources. You know what you can also do? Look at the fat community glossary. There's always new terminology, and if you really want to start something, submit a weight discrimination complaint. That'll show you losers. So she had all of that money to travel because she had the right to travel. Actually, traveling is more of a privilege. Also, her Instagram is called JaeBae Productions. What is she producing? Hashtag Dashmoto Partner, from limitation to liberation with Dashmoto.us. In 2018, my world changed forever. I went from being active and independent to barely being able to leave my house. My body betrayed me. Walking even a few feet left me dizzy, weak, and on the verge of fainting. Doctors didn't know what was wrong. Then came the diagnosis: pulmonary hypertension, a lung disease that impacts my oxygen levels and heart rate. My mobility was taken from me, and I became a wheelchair user. Your body betrayed you, or you betrayed your body with your eating habits. So pulmonary hypertension is a condition of increased blood pressure in the arteries of the lungs. Symptoms include shortness of breath, fainting, tiredness, chest pain, swelling of the legs, and a fast heartbeat. The condition may make it difficult to exercise. Onset is typically gradual. I would think that if you're near 400 pounds and you have pulmonary hypertension, you might want to try to not be 400 pounds. Just a thought, what do I know? There's also a note at the bottom of this that says a small percentage of patients with COPD develop pulmonary hypertension with no other disease to explain the high pressure. On the other hand, obesity hypoventilation syndrome is very common, associated with right heart failure due to pulmonary hypertension. Also, this other thing that I found that says, quote, epidemiological studies have shown that obesity predisposes to hypertension and CVD, with the relationship between markers of obesity and blood pressure being almost linear across different populations. In this review, we discuss systemic and pulmonary hypertension in the context of obesity. So Jae Bae goes on to say, quote, for years I relied on a manual wheelchair, one that fit my body but wasn't easy for me to self-propel. I needed someone to push me, limiting my freedom and independence. Insurance only covered a manual chair, and for years I thought that was my only reality. But the universe had other plans. Enter Dashmoto, an innovative company changing the game for mobility users of all sizes. The Dash 3 is sleek, stylish, sporty, and FAA approved. Today, I'm rediscovering myself, moving through the world on my own terms, and doing things I only dreamed of. Dash Moto changed my life, and they are here to stay. So get used to seeing me zipping around on my Dash 3. Airlines are in the business of making money. Then you need to make the accommodations yourself instead of relying on everyone else to fit the bill. That's basically it. You're all caught up with the drama with Jae Bae. Like, really, how often is this happening to where you have to make a petition about it and a bill of rights? All right, let's talk about Dank Demoss.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that, you know?
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Well, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
So Deja Blanding, also known as Dank Demoss, is another entitled individual.
Every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see, like, what we go through as bigger people.
So Dank Demoss is a rapper that is well known right now for being declined a Lyft ride from a driver that believes in the laws of physics. So there is a rumor that the Lyft driver got fired. That's unconfirmed. A lot of people are assuming that the Lyft driver got fired because of the whole lawsuit thing, because she is suing Lyft, but nobody really knows. It's unconfirmed right now.
Those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat, but according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video that is why he denied her ride.
And because these Lyft drivers, their own personal rides, I mean, they turn people away, but they have some discretion, you're saying, but when it comes to some of these protected liberties, no.
That is what the attorneys are saying, and they said they had enough to file suit. They have filed that lawsuit, and Lyft has been served, but we will see what happens. We'll stay in touch with Deja.
I was talking with someone about this. So I've been watching a lot of the police body cam footage, and there was this one where this woman was being arrested for child neglect. And then in his radio, he said, I'll put a clip of it here, she's not gonna fit in his car. So he basically requested an SUV.
Can I get somebody en route with a SUV? I have contact with her. No, I don't want to be rude, but she won't fit in the back of my car.
I specifically asked that man.
I thought it was funny because I'm like, oh, that's deja vu. I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. This looks extremely uncomfortable. Everything is just moving. What's funny is no matter what light she portrays herself, she still looks unhealthy, painful, uncomfortable. She is on a weight loss journey as of right now. She has lost 80 pounds, so she's down to 500 pounds. That's fine and dandy, but that doesn't really take away from what happened. So I hope she loses that case.
But you have a choice to be plus size. So they want you to make better choices. Eat right, work out, lose the weight.
I feel like I do.
Here we go with the feelings. You either do or you don't.
I work on myself, and when I feel like it's getting too much, I try to fix it, you know, like at my pace.
So she's on medical weight loss. She's on semaglutide, which is sort of like Ozempic, but with milder side effects. So she comes to our spot every week to get her injections, and then she's on our weight loss supplement, which we formulated with the pharmacist to help her with her multivitamin and just keeping her everyday nutrition going. If you're not mentally prepared to lose weight or mentally prepared to go all in with your health and your wellness, you're not gonna do it. Even like with this is a big transition with the Lyft and everything. This can set her back. She can go into a whole depression when now she wanna eat. She don't wanna come to the spot and get her injections.
Because one thing about it, skinny don't always mean healthy either.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Let's stop using that argument. Skinny people can fit in the average Lyft driver's car and the laws of physics. She stated that she's not advertising staying obese, but I saw the clips of her rapping. She's constantly mentioning about the fact that she's a big girl, and the videos did their job of featuring her body.
So I was getting ready for my cousin's watch party, the Lions game or whatever, and I ended up ordering me a Lyft. You know, it's like 15
And you order
minutes.
Lyft all the time? It's never
Yes,
an issue?
I do. As I'm walking to the car, he looking funny. Doors getting locked. I'm just like, yo, you ain't gonna let me in your car? I'm like, for real? So I put my camera out, and it's like, why you not letting me in your car? That's what he was on, because the look at me, I've seen that look before, you know. So
And this is the first time this has ever happened?
the first time.
And you normally order, because I know one of the things too, people, like there was conversation like, well, she should have ordered a bigger car, like the XL, whatever. You normally order the regular cars.
Yeah, I always order the regular cars, and I feel like I don't have to order an Uber XL or a Lyft XL. I feel like I don't have to do that.
But the same car was a Mercedes, and it's the same car that her best friend has, and she rides in that same exact
look,
car
I be
all the time.
chilling.
So that's why when she saw that car, she said, okay, I can fit it now. Like, people know what cars they can fit in.
Do they though?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do. I can fit any car.
Like that.
The thing that bothered me for real, that made me make that video, is because they kept on saying I got the man fired. I never contacted them. I never did nothing. I never did none of that. I left him alone. I did what I had to do. But when it comes to the comments and stuff like that, I've been going through this all my life. You know, it's nothing new to me. Like, I feel like I got very tough skin, because at the end of the day, I have to be dank.
So if what other people say about you doesn't matter, then why are you pursuing a lawsuit that's entirely based on your hurt feelings?
Oh, no, look, I don't have a big person mindset. I'm skinny in my head. I'm skinny, like I said.
Perhaps my favorite part is the fact that since she couldn't fit in a chair for this interview with the Breakfast Club, they decided to bring out a whole couch to accommodate her butt. Oh, so you do admit it. You can't fit in one seat. You should accommodate me. I am as big as 3 people. Y'all, she is 3 of me plus some. Okay, so I'm 146 pounds. Let me do the math. So according to Google search, she does weigh 500 pounds. So she's 3.5 times my weight. I can't process that. And she's not even one of the heaviest people that we've seen. You guys have seen my 600-pound life. I've seen people 700, 800, 900 pounds.
She just told you that she sat in a PT Cruiser and she was fine.
Yes, I did. I was in a PT Cruiser.
Yes,
we was in an escort too.
I don't believe you can fit no Prius though.
Yes, I can.
Front or back?
Both.
I played with her. She
Both of them.
was
I came here on a bike.
Think you did?
I absolutely do not believe that you can fit in that. A Corolla, a Civic, those are very small economical cars. There is no way that somebody who's 3.5 times my size can fit in there. Long story short, she's too heavy for the car. The car would have needed work done because the tires were not good, as the driver stated, and the weight of her 500 pounds on one side of the car, or even just in the back, would have ruined it. And that man would have been out of work. One fare is not worth the probably $2,000 of work it would need to get it back in operable condition. People like that do not think about this kind of stuff. They only think about how it affects them. I'm not even thinking about how I'm going to affect those people that have to accommodate me or transport me in some way. I think that she's heavily benefiting from this because I've never heard of her before this. People said that she's a popular rapper. I don't believe that. So rideshare drivers are actually allowed to decline rides. They are independent contractors that are using their personal cars. They're not employees. So if something happens to their car, Lyft is not going to pay for it because Lyft is not their employer. It's like owning your own little company. She keeps talking about how she doesn't think that she's a larger person, but in another breath, or in a song rather, she announces that she's big. Which one is it? Your brain thinks that you're smaller because you live in Delulu land, and the Lyft driver who lives in reality said, no, my car is too small. You took that personally. She also has an OnlyFans in her link tree. The girl is profiting off of her body any which way she can, and I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. She calls herself the BBW rapper. She's using this to further her career. It's getting her clout and getting her the attention that she wants on her music. So since the lawsuit came out, she's released several songs, so she's doing this on purpose. I'd never heard of her before this. Her social media following has exploded. I think I've just about had enough. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Editing is a lot of work. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can watch one of my last videos here. I do hope to see you next time when we explore the next level of debauchery, whatever that may be. Bye!
Because there can only